and this thing is super sensitive on the tip. I mean, if a cricket hit it, he'd get a read on. Don't ever turn the camera off, man, because if we don't shoot it, nobody believe it ever happened. This is phase 2 of brush pile making. We out here on the spot, and what we're gonna do, soon mark us a spot. We're sitting around about 23 feet, flat bottom, nothing here. So this is gonna be a great spot to drop some brush. If you look on the sonar, you can see my brush. You can see my brush just hit the bottom right there. And that's my brush pile. We'll drop another one. And now we'll drop the brush. And you watch on the sonar. You look on the sonar, you'll see my brush as it lands on the bottom. And what we'll do, and that's what it's gonna look like. You're not gonna be able to see it like that. It's easy to step down in there. That's what it looked like when your brush is on the bottom. We'll move the boat again. And as we drop this one here, you'll see it in live. That's how it goes. And you'll see my tree. Boom. Now you know it's on the bottom because you can see this mark here. And as this finder works the way around it, gets a little bit closer to it, now we right over because you see how dark the bottom is. So now I'll mark that spot. All right, young man, you gonna give it a shot?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Give it a shot. And you can see Trey brush fell. You can see it falling. And as I roll over it, let me roll over it because it dropped it over there. And there's it's showing up here. And we'll mark that spot. So now we've created our waypoints. We got a new brush pile on a new part of the lake. And pretty much we'll get this thing, we won't fish it for 3-4 months. I probably won't fish this brush till October, September. By then, it'll been and got all mossed up and yucky, and it'll have fish all on it, and hopefully it'll be a new spot for us to come out and try to catch some fish. This is Coach Barnett with my man Showtime, Junior the Third. No, I'm just joking. This is Coach Barnett, Trey Barnett the Third. For Team 22 Fishing, all things Eryon Barnett. It's showtime, baby. So tell me, what do you think about tonight's experience?
Tonight's experience was great compared to last year while I wasn't doing this stuff. It was nice to come out, flex out my options during my time away from school. So it was a really fun experience tonight.
Good job, man. I wanted to do something in honor of my son. Eryon Barnett was the single most important thing that ever happened to me. He was my firstborn. He was my first attempt at being a father. He was my first attempt at being a dad. He was the first player I've ever really coached. So from that perspective, everything that happened to me from the time my son was born all the way up to the 4th of July of 2015 meant the world to me when it encompassed my relationship with Eryon. So I figured what the best thing for me to do for to let the world know that I did have a son that you guys hadn't met, and what a fantastic kid he was. I'd bring y'all out here and show you my fishing experiences, and I can draw back on Showtime and let you know that Showtime is everything to me. So as I go through my process, I didn't know the show would take off the way it did. I didn't do it for views, and you can see I don't have 1 million followers. I didn't do it for publicity. You can see I don't really do a lot of posting and commenting. But what happened? I met 2 very interesting men that watched my video. I ran a Jarvis Estrick. I was looking for a boat battery because my trolling motor batteries were dead. And I walked into NTB, and Jarvis looked at me and he said, "You're here to buy a battery for your boat." And I said, "How do you know that?" He said, "Because I watch your show. You Coach Barnett. It's Showtime." The other guy is Kendrick Johnson. Kendrick Johnson is a security officer that I met out at Frisco Lone Star Stadium. It was a crowded game. It was John Tyler and somebody they were playing, and I could hear someone in the far background saying, "Coach, Coach, Coach," but the place is full of coaches, so I had no idea he was talking to me. So I just kept walking. But Kendrick kept his pace, and he caught up with me, and he looked at me, and he said, "Showtime." His exact words. "My dad and I watched your video show. We watched your series. And what your show meant to my dad and I as we watched you deal with the grief of your son and how you brought your younger sons into the show was absolutely fantastic." So I want to tell those 2 men that I met, thank you. Thank you so much for letting me know that my fishing series and my relationship with my son touched you, it touched your father, and it touched Jarvis. Man, y'all have no idea what that meant to me, and that is why I fish. Through my fishing experiences, these 2 men can kind of gather a pretty good idea of what kind of son Eryon Barnett was. Having said that, fasten your seatbelts. As T.O. would say, get your popcorn ready, because this 2019 series of all things Eryon Barnett is going to be one of the most exciting and spectacular fishing series you've ever watched on YouTube. Thank you. It's showtime.